It's so fake,
Hello, my name is Mark Clemens, and I am with the campaign to end the death penalty out of Austin, Texas. We are remaining to fight for the release of Rodney Reed off of death row. One of the reasons being that Rodney is completely innocent. Locking someone up and charging them with a crime based off of circumstantial evidence, information that was provided to police authorities by the police. Rodney entered a relationship with a young lady by the name of Stacey Stites. Stacey was found murdered in the town of Bastrop. Being murdered in the town of Bastrop, it all connected, and basically the plot of Jimmy Furnell, a police officer that dated Stacey Stites. This police officer failed 3 polygraph examinations. This police officer is known to have been very abusive towards individuals whom he dated. This police officer is concurrently inside of a jail, prison, for he has been found guilty of rape, of sexual assault upon a young lady in the town of Washington in Texas. Where is the evidence for Rodney Reed? The evidence is clear. It's clear through the statements of pathologists. It's clear through the statements of sources that seen Rodney Reed basically engaged into a relationship with Stacey Stites. Why would Jimmy Furnell desire for Stacey Stites to basically be killed? Well, first of all, he was engaged to her. Second of all, he was a known racist. And third of all, he was someone that basically intimidated the entire community. He intimidated the entire community relevant to this young lady. Why would I say he intimidated the entire community? Is because where this young lady worked, he would go to the job. He would cause all type of hell and hectic to the individuals that worked where Stacey Stites was employed. Stacey, she later went on to receive a job at a supermarket in Bastrop. This is where she worked shortly before her death. All of the evidence, every shred of evidence in this case, it lines up that Jimmy Furnell killed Stacey Stites as a way to basically retaliate for her affair with Rodney Reed, a black man, Stacey Stites, a white woman in Bastrop, Texas, a very small town. So you find Rodney Reed guilty and you place Rodney Reed on death row. with every intent that Rodney would be executed. Well, Rodney was not executed, and Rodney for many years have alleged the fact that he was set up by Jimmy Furnell for payback for him dating his engaged what they call her for dating his woman. So basically, a black man dating his woman in the state of Texas, and it's a police officer. The police officer has every ammunition at his dispense, which he could basically take action against Rodney. How? Well, most of the investigators in the case, they lived in the same apartment complex with Mr. Jimmy Furnell. Living in the same complex, they were friends. Not only were they friends, it shows through the pathologist report that Stacey Stites' body had been removed from one point to the next. What is clear is that her body had been there for quite some time in the car, as pathologists were able to test evidence to show that basically this woman was dead and upwards to maybe at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. And the police officer was stating that Stacey Stites was alive. So someone is lying here. And the bottom line of it is that, in my opinion, there's an innocent man that is on death row. And the state of Texas is playing what is called political football. Maybe, perhaps, the state of Texas don't know, or they can't identify what political football is. Political football is to agree for hearings in cases of just systematic abuse or torture, or systematic cases of wrongful conviction, and they prolong these investigations. It goes on far above than what is required for a court or a investigator to investigate. The evidence in Rodney Reed's case is just, it's clear and dry to the point that police officer Jimmy Furnell, he lied. He lied. You know, matter of fact, Rodney got 3 pathologists, not 1, not 2, but 3 pathologists who have now come and pointed the finger directly at the pathologist who examined the body of Stacey Stites. What have that now caused? It caused the pathologist to now reveal the fact that he changed the timeline of death. And he did it many years ago. Now, do we have a court system that is so blind to the integrity of justice? Or one just don't give a damn? You know, we have to tell it like it is sometimes. In Rodney's case, last year I was here in Texas calling for Rodney Reed's pending execution of March the 5th to be stayed. It was stayed. Now that it was stayed, the Texas Court of Appeals have conducted a exploratory evidentiary hearing into the case, And when we tell you, based off of what I've read, based off of what I know about the law, these people playing political football. This stuff here does not take this long for a court to reach a determination based off of expert testimony and expert revealing newly discovered evidence. So basically, here it is. We have another case where that the state is just dragging it on and on and on. When do we, the people, say enough is enough? You know, come on. Enough is enough. Now, if I lock you up and I put you in prison, how you going to feel? You're going to want to get out. You ain't going to want to be sitting around where that the system playing these political games with you and your life. You are going to want out. So why in the world do people think that Rodney should feel any different? He doesn't. The bottom line of it is that you, the people, you must get up. How can we win something or achieve something and you're not getting up? You know, most of the wrongful convictions across this country, you know what color those people were? They're African American. Do you know, really, in reality, the people that stand on those protest lines, what color they are? Most of them are Caucasian people. And they stand there out of the goodness of their hearts because most of them don't have no one locked up. What are we going to do? We all know Rodney Reed should not be in prison. We all know that based off of the totality of the evidence, if it's placed in a fair, impartial position, you know, before the judge has to make a ruling, and that ruling would be mighty shocking if the judge came out to dispute what 3 pathologists is stating over one who, by the way, changed his opinion. So was Rodney basically denied due process and equal protection? You better believe it. That's what happened to Rodney. And now he's sitting there and he's suffering inside of a prison. And guess what? Most of you say, well, guess what? You know, Rodney, just hang on in there. You got a governor who you people in the state of Texas voted in. And want me to tell you what he doing? He wasting your tax dollars. You know why? Because to keep someone in prison and you clearly know that they shouldn't be in prison, that's what he doing. Do we need the governor's support and assistance here? Yes, we do. We need Mr. Greg Abbott to basically be impartial, to be truthful, and 3, to lay aside all political influence. You wouldn't want your son or daughter locked up and they are innocent. But many of you, you condemn, you talk about people who are out here, they hustling and they're trying to fight and getting free people out of these prisons. This is a hard job, very difficult. Do you know why it's very difficult? It's because we have a system of government that basically states that the individuals whom they arrest, guess what? You did something. So why in the world would you want an unfair system, something that is crooked and corrupt, don't make common sense, when you can have a fair one? Think about that. I hear everywhere, all across the globe of the U.S., people complaining of wrongful convictions. You got to get them suckers out of office, and you got to let it be known, hey, I firmly stand against these individuals for this reason. If someone don't give you justice, relevant to your son or relevant to your daughter, you get rid of them suckers. Ain't no sense in playing no games with them. So, in closing, I say free Rodney Reed. I say free Rodney Reed because he's innocent. I say free Rodney Reed because guess what? Innocence must matter once we examine the integrity of justice. If innocence don't matter, then why in the hell do we have the interpretation of innocence? That means we might as well get rid of it. I say innocence matters. And I say that based off of those, that the fact of innocence matter, that Rodney Reed must be freed. And he must be freed not next month, not next year. He must be freed now. You know why? Because, first of all, you lock someone up for over 2 decades of their life to cover up some dirty deed that a police officer did. Not only do you know it's wrong, the entire police department knows that it's wrong. But they do it. So as a result of doing it, it requires a voice to try to overturn it. That's why I'm thankful to Sandra Reed. That's why I'm thankful for Lily Hughes. That's why I'm thankful for Randy Hensley. That is why I am thankful for the citizens of Texas getting up. Innocence must matter. Get that in your head. Erase everything in that little skull of yours. And understand one thing. Innocence matters. Because if it don't matter, it's only one thing that matters, and that's guilt. So I will say that the scale of justice is not fair. It has never been fair towards African American people, towards Latino people, towards Mexican people. It wasn't fair in Chicago with the torture reparations. You know, some people got it, some people didn't. That's what happened. You know, matter of fact, in Chicago, there's a brother by the name of Nick Escamilla. He's entitled to it, but the brother didn't get it. I say that if we want to bring closure to the injustices that are occurring, then guess what? We got to bring some goddamn closure. I hate to tell you like this, and I hate to even use those words, but when we tell you, you people better wake up. Man, it's your kids, man. These people got locked up. They taking nightsticks. Y'all better read the cases. You better go on to Google's and Google. They taking nightsticks and sticking them in the rectum of your loved ones, and you sitting back and you cool with that. Lil Timmy made a mistake. Lil Timmy supposed to be sent to the prison system to get right, not to get wrong, not to come out with defects, not to come out with issues where that he can't find employment to stabilize his goddamn life. So we ain't learned one thing. If innocence matter, where the hell is the integrity? It takes you to uphold that integrity. Chicago, we dealing with a case and dealing with Carl Williams. Kid taken to police station, smacked around. There's confessions. And our courts find that credible over the claim that a police officer sits here and admits, hell, we didn't contact his parents. Well, what the hell do you have that law for? if you're not going to hold the police officers accountable for it. That means that's just a law that look pretty. So all the pretty little laws, get rid of those. Yeah, get rid of them. I say in Rodney Reed's case, Rodney Reed should be let out of prison. Rodney should be given a low bond. Rodney should be released immediately. Rodney should be apologized to by the entire city council of Bastrop, Texas. Rodney should be apologized by the mayor of Texas. Rodney should be apologized by our entire crooked criminal justice system that claims to be fair, but they know there are some people that are fair in the criminal justice system. There are many of them, and they turn over their finished, completed reports over to their supervisors, and their supervisors take that stuff and twist it and turn it around for political reasons. Man, we want some justice in this country. So far, we ain't got none. We got a little tiny little piece of cake. That's what it amount to. That little slide, you know, that a little skinny piece of cake. You know, you go to someone's birthday party and whatnot, they take the knife and cut it real thin. That's the type of justice that African Americans have been dealt. Like it or not, you know, I'm not race bashing or trying to put down one race over the other. I'm just telling you the facts, the reality of the matter. The reality of the matter is that this is some serious business. But do we understand that it's some serious business? Do we understand that in order to get home, little Timmy, little Johnny, Junebug, little Tim, guess what? You got to stand for some other people. It's called mobilization. It's called unity. And when they see you in unity, you know what the system do? It's a song say, back, step back. That's what they do. They step back. You know why? Too many eyes and too many mouths are revealing what they hid. Now it's coming out to light. Yeah, it's coming out to light. Man, I can't speak for Rodney Reed, but I can speak for myself. If they had me locked up off of what Rodney is locked up for, I would be pissed off. I wouldn't be pissed off necessarily at the police. Hell, they liars. You the people who believe that they truthful. People been telling you for many years they liars, crooks, can't be trusted. The bottom line of it is that we have a criminal justice system that knows the truth. And it has neglected to exercise truth to hold on to a lie. Man, everything look black should be up, should be screaming, should be hollering. Most of you got loved ones, man, they locked up. So you people thinking they having a vacation. Yeah, they are on a vacation. It's called a mental trip. Mental trip. Can you say it, boys and girls? Mental trip. So they on a mental trip, they locked up. They looked as evil individuals. They have been demonized. They have been downtrodden. Yeah, there's many people in prison who committed their crimes. That's why they mix you all in and they stir that pot. They stir it. You know why? Because you're looking at what little Timmy did. That's what you keep looking at. And you say, well, little Timmy did this and little Tommy did. Every case is different. Every case that goes before the criminal court system is different. You know why? Certain thing called issues, legal claims. And that's what make every case unique and different. Rodney shouldn't be in prison. We as human beings must step up and step up to the plate and step up now. That's what we got to do. All my Texas friends, all of the people in the state of Texas that claim to care for the integrity of justice, on this Saturday, be out in Bastrop, Texas. Yes. Bastrop reminds me of a town that looks like the Beverly Hillbillies. But people live there. There's human beings, flesh and blood, flesh and blood. They shouldn't be discriminated because maybe they're poor. They shouldn't be mistreated and locked up because it's a police officer's girlfriend, and the system wants to ignore the evidence that points to the police officer to save the police officer. So they are willing to lock the wrong person up. You know, locking someone up for something they did or didn't do, that don't faze no police officer. All they do is make the arrest, turn you over, and bloom, hey, let you go through the system. That's what most of them tell you. Well, hey, if you're innocent, the system will prove that you're innocent. Clearly knowing the system don't give a damn about you. They never did. So why in the world do you have faith in a system that has totally paralyzed you and your people? That's what the system has done. And every day they make a new law to make sure that they remind you that you're poor. They do that every single day. Man, in Springfield and Washington, man, you should see them people. They be scattering all around and whatnot. Shoot, sneaking in this law, sneaking in that law, and shoot, that stuff get passed, and shoot, you see it on the 5 o'clock news. That's what you do. So I'm asking you, for the integrity of justice, please support Rodney Reed. Support him not because he should be out of prison. Support him because he's innocent. That's what I want you to do. He's innocent. That's what entitles him to his freedom. Because he's innocent. He should have never even been placed there in the first place. Caused his mother a lot of strain, stress, and pain. Caused his father stress, strain, and pain, all the way to the man's death. All the way to the man's death. That's what happened to Walter Reed. He died hoping and praying that he would see his son alive and out as a free man. The criminal justice system says, hold up, buddy. Nope. Let me tell you, and I want to talk to, they say we black, African Americans, whatever they want to call us. Hell, I want to talk to you. Why in the hell do you think that leaving your loved ones inside of a prison, that's cool? Man, that's some elementary garbage. You already know the system is broken. You don't write your brother. You don't go visit your brother. Half of you, if you're married to a man, man, ain't no telling what's going on. The bottom line of it is this. You got to get sick and tired of being okey-doked Remember that okie doke popcorn? That's what the system turned us into, okie doke popcorn. And they just pop, 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 pop. And each pop means a different lie that they tell. That's what that means. And you fall for the okie doke. Stop doing that. Stop doing it. These are flesh and blood. They bleed. They have pain. And they look to you to help them. State of Pennsylvania, I'll be there. Yep. New York, I'll be there. Delaware, I'll be there. New Jersey, I'll be there. Why? Because innocence must matter. Innocence must matter. California, I'll be there. Why? Innocence must matter. Why? This is why. Stop being fools. Stop being fools. Matter of fact, there's a young lady in Chicago, and her name is Greta Holmes, and I call her the Bulldog. Yes. So if you've seen the ceremony, the presentation, or maybe honoring Chicago police torture victim mothers and children, you see that I gave her an award. It's for a reason. Without her bark, some of us be still locked up. I hate to say. We need her bark. Do we not understand that? We need the people. I understand, you need your job. I really understand that. How you going to pay your rent and you ain't got no job? But now these people that did this to your kid, and he locked up, he's suffering. He may not tell you he's suffering, but he's suffering. We're dealing with 95% of the men and women who get out of prisons today that are declared actual innocence. They're alcoholics. That's the reality of it. When you see a ghost, your eyes light up. But they're alcoholics. So people who fought to get them out and whatnot, they know they're alcoholics. And you know what? It's like a business. We got the money off of that case. We must move on to the next case. So they look at this man or this woman that's a straight alcoholic. Be like incidents just flying up, or they hearing about it, and it's the incidents that just immediately sounds off a alarm. What we gonna do about that? Demonizing these individuals, and man, when they enter a prison, man, they life ain't shit. They pay black correctional guards to be the assholes, to devalue your loved one inside of a prison. When we gonna change that? When we gonna change that, leaders? We can talk about Hillary Clinton all day long. Hillary ain't shit unless she take to her husband to change the crime package that her husband laid up and had passed back in 1994, as well as the Anti-Terrorist Act that limits individual appeals that's on death row. They should be giving some more appeals. Sure, all these wrongful convictions occurring out here, and we sitting back talking about, well, sure, the system has really done us great. How? The system paying you, if you feel that they are great, they're paying you for your silence. They're paying you for your sellout mode. They just love your sellout mode. We got to wake up. It just can't be, the kids can change what the kids can change. Take the adults to step up. You know right from wrong. You know why? Because you was born in an era where your mothers and your fathers taught you right from wrong. And not only did they teach you right from wrong, they knocked it upside your brain. So now you ain't got grandma, so now you feel that you can step outside your body. Because that's what you're doing. Stepping outside your body. Because if grandma was here, she would knock you out. No question. She would call 911 just as a favor to you. So we have to be truthful about self. About self. Because you know, we can only give an account for self on what we do. So a lot of people look at what the other people do. We can only accommodate for what we do. We can ask other people to do better or to do worse. The bottom line of it is, it's their reaction that really, really, really count in this society. On that note, I'm asking the world to get up and to support Rodney Reed. Support him. There's other brothers inside of the prison system I know have very strong reasonable doubt and very strong claims of actual innocence. One of those brothers being Jimmy Dennis in Pennsylvania. Another one of those brothers being Kevin Cooper, who, by the way, is like right at the top of the list of execution in California, should California start executing brothers and sisters again. You know, we got to understand, to win, man, it got to be a mode. And you got to look these suckers dead in their eye and let them know this is a battle, sucker. Because you know they're going to come with their political suits and ties on, and they're going to try to intimidate and whatnot. No, you never give them the room to intimidate. You intimidate them, and you let them know what the responsibility that they should be following, and if they don't follow it, that you are going to stand up and call for their removal from office. Stop being a pawn. Not trying to put nobody down, just telling the truth. What it says, tell the truth and shame the devil. I know no one will like it, but it gotta be, you know, it gotta be released. Gotta be released. From the days of Hurricane Carter up until now, come on. Half of you people been talking about, man, I'm getting up, I'm gonna go do something, and ain't did it yet. Man, you got to get up. You must get up for the integrity of justice, for the integrity of your loved one, and to be a voice for your loved one. Someone else, they can stand there and be a voice for your loved one, but they're not going to tell it like you. So stop being okie-doke popcorn and get up. Learn to fight for the integrity of justice. If you don't do it, we lose. Thank you. My name is Mark Clemens, and once again, I am with the campaign to end the death penalty. We ask for your support. We ask for your prayers, and we ask that you get up and stand with us. Hell, you can talk about us, you can put us down and all that stuff there. Get up and stand with us. Then talk about us. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.